By age 8, I was doing odd jobs for neighbors and family to try and make some extra money. By age 12, I learned how to use the internet, and soon after, I learned about eBay and Craigslist. Some things I would see on eBay and Craigslist is that people will list cars and they won't sell because the ad is written in a weird way or the photos just don't do the car justice. When I personally would see this, I would be more motivated than ever to start buying these cars and selling them. Later that year, I bought my first car, or what was left of a car. Trust me, I was 12. You can't really ask for too much. I bought this rusty piece of metal for a measly $200. Everybody thought I was crazy. Why would you spend $200 on something that barely rolls? Well, I had been watching the market and I saw that rusty piece of metal in perfect condition was selling for $30,000 to $40,000. But since it was covered in so much rust and the tires were dry rotted and there was so much wrong with it, everybody looked over it and they didn't buy it. I sold that rusty piece of metal for a whopping $800 just 2 weeks later. Me doing this at such a young age really shaped how I look at things today. It really makes me think that I can buy something and I can make money before I'm legally allowed to work. While writing this talk, I was trying to think of things that I could tell you that would be interesting. Because to be completely honest, this is pretty boring. So I figured I would tell you guys a story about an experience I had buying and selling a car not too long ago. So when I was 15, about a year or two ago, I bought a car. I bought it in Scarborough, Maine. It was an old BMW. This thing was horrible. I bought it for $500 because I've always wanted one. And like every other car I've ever bought, I had the intent of keeping it, and then I see another shiny object in the distance, and I sell it and buy that. So I listed it. Keep in mind that this car had no brakes, bald tires, no interior, the windows didn't go down, and it had no heat. So I listed it up for sale because why not? I got a message about it. Keep in mind, this is in the dead of winter. I believe the night that the guy came to buy it, it was negative 10 degrees outside. Now, we agreed on a price of $1,000 on one condition. That condition being that I get to keep the only interior parts that the car had, a driver and passenger seat, because I had another car I could put it in. And he agreed, and he said he would bring his own seat. So he comes from Connecticut to come buy this car. He brings $1,000, does everything that he said he would do, but one thing, he didn't bring a seat. I like to believe that I'm a pretty shrewd negotiator, but I sure as heck did not give him that seat that day. So I went in my garage, I grabbed a Home Depot 5-gallon bucket, and I slapped it in the driver's seat. And he said, that works. So it was negative 10 degrees out, bald tires, it's snowing, the car doesn't have heat, the windows don't go down, and there's this poor 19-year-old kid that just wants a parts car for his race car sitting in my driveway on a 5-gallon bucket with a sleeping bag over him, and I did not feel bad at all. I even made him sign the bill of sale that said, if he died on his way home, his family could not sue me. If there's anything I want you guys to take away from this, is that buying and selling things will give you new life experiences. It'll give you stories. You make a little money, you lose a little money, but at the end of the day, you'll have fun. And that no matter how old or young you are, that you can do whatever you want. Whether it's buying and selling cars and almost killing somebody who drove a car back to Connecticut, or going on your dream vacation to the Grand Canyon. You can do it no matter what. Thank you.